This is the Mini Cooper S Convertible Sidewalk Edition. It's the only front-wheel drive convertible on the market. It's the only hot hatch convertible on the market. But is it any good? Let's dive in. It's a Mini Cooper. This is a style icon as much as it is a means of transportation, and these were developed in 1960s England in response to need for cars that were lighter and more fuel efficient. The early Cooper and Cooper S even have racing pedigree, winning the Monte Carlo Rally in 1964 and 65. The Mini brand was rebooted as we know it today by BMW in 2000, and its iconic miniature hatch entered its third generation for the 2014 model year. This Mini competes with other sporty, affordable convertibles, including the Chevy Camaro, Ford Mustang, and Mazda MX-5 Miata. That said, it's worth noting that this is a very different kind of convertible than those. Those are built on sports car platforms with rear drive. This is a front-wheel drive hatchback. The people buying a Mini, frankly, they're not looking at those cars. They're not comparing to those cars. You want a Mini because of the way it looks and the way it makes you feel. So if you want one of these, it might be the only car you're looking at. This Mini, especially the Sidewalk Edition, is for the buyer who prioritizes style over performance or practicality. You'll notice some design cues that call back to the original Mini, including these big round headlights. The hood scoop is what tells us this is a 4-cylinder Cooper S instead of the standard Cooper with its Turbo 3, and this big black grille with the body color insert is new for 2022. Now, the Sidewalk Edition gets these blue and black textured racing stripes, which, if you look closely, are really just big, nice stickers. They don't quite reach to the front of the grille, and they don't quite reach to the back of the hood, but I think they're a nice detail. Over here on the side, you'll see the Sidewalk exclusive 17-inch two-tone wheels, as well as Sidewalk badging. And this Cooper's Deep Laguna metallic paint is also exclusive to the Sidewalk Edition. Come around back and you'll notice these Union Jack taillights, which pay homage to the early Minis and their British heritage, as well as chrome-tipped center exhaust. I was talking to a Mini designer a couple years ago, and they said that those center exhausts were inspired by a Coke can with the bottom cut off. If you think that modern cars are a little too boring, a little too generic, this Mini, especially in Sidewalk Edition, is anything but. Mini's design-first ethos carries right over into this interior. You'll notice tons of round shapes. The infotainment display, the speaker grills, even the instrument cluster. It's all rounded. There are no sharp corners in here. As for materials, the Sidewalk Edition gets these ultra-cool gray and yellow contrast-stitched seats with this blue braided piping that I think is a really, really nice detail. There is a fair amount of plastic in here. You know, this center console is a little scratchy and cheap feeling. I wish there was leather on the armrests and on this center console area, but the areas that you touch, the steering wheel, the shifter, feel like really nice leather. In terms of technology, Mini's 8.8-inch touchscreen infotainment display is standard on this car and all 2022 Minis, and it's controlled by either touchscreen or this BMW iDrive controller in the center console. Check out this feature on the infotainment display surround, where if you're changing the fan speed, it fills in lighting around the bezel of the display. You'll also notice the head-up display, which is projected on a small visor sticking out of the dash instead of up on the windshield like a more expensive car. And the semi-digital instrument cluster is really nice and standard for 2022 Minis. In terms of space and ergonomics, it's a little tight. This is a Mini, it's a miniature car. So there's plenty of space for two up front, but if you want to get in the back, it'll be better if you're, say, 5'5" or below. We love all the quirky design details and these awesome seats in the Mini Sidewalk Edition. Only a couple ergonomic issues, but as a package, this interior works. Now, as we mentioned before, the Mini isn't a car that prioritizes outright performance, but that doesn't mean it's some dinky little economy car. The Cooper S has a 2-liter Turbo 4 putting out 189 horsepower, and this example has a 6-speed manual transmission and a clutch pedal. Fuel economy is decent, but not exceptional at 23 city and 33 highway. Now, 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds may not sound exceptionally quick, but this is a Cooper S that's eager to squirt from corner to corner. I was pleasantly surprised with the 6-speed manual too. I taught a friend how to drive stick on this car just last week, and the clutch is light but specific, the shift gates are well defined, and if you stall, when you step on the clutch, the car will restart itself. Plus, if you want more performance in your convertible Mini, they'll sell you a John Cooper Works version that makes 231 horsepower from a version of the same Turbo 4. So no, you won't be able to compete with the Mustang convertibles and the Camaro convertibles, or even conventional hot hatches like a Volkswagen GTI, but you'll have a whole lot of fun trying to keep up. Now, this car has not been fully evaluated by the IIHS and NHTSA, but it does get Mini's Active Driving Assistant as standard equipment. Now, as part of that Active Driving Assistant package, this Mini includes front automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, as well as these curve adaptive LED headlights with automatic high beams. From the IIHS, it gets an acceptable headlight rating and a mid-tier advanced rating for its automatic emergency braking system. So the convertible hasn't been rated by NHTSA, but the standard Cooper hardtop has. And not great news here, it only gets a 4-star overall safety rating instead of the industry standard 5-star rating. So let's talk about price for a moment. If you just want a Mini convertible, it starts right around $29,000. And if you want a Cooper S with that 2-liter Turbo 4, that car starts around $33,000. This car we have sitting here today costs just over 39 grand. That Sidewalk Edition package will set you back $7,000. Now, it's priced almost identically with the Mustang convertible and the Camaro convertible, but if you really want a sporty drop top under 30 grand, go for a Mazda MX-5 Miata, which will cost you right around $27,000. So the one thing to know about the Mini Cooper S Sidewalk Edition, yes, this is a car that puts style first, but its appeal extends well beyond its design. Especially with that 6-speed manual, this car is a joy to drive. And if you're at all curious about one of these, it'll make you very happy. To check out our latest vehicle rankings and our complete buyer's guide, go to motortrend.com/cars.